Ờ, For some reason I don't hear you. You're not muted on mine, but I don't.
You don't hear me.
Now I hear you. Now I did. I don't know what you just did, but it works.
It works?
I hear you. Yes.
Okay, nice. I just wanted to sit with you for a moment. My mind is extremely busy.
Okay. Just notice, let it be busy. It's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. No, even to say my mind is busy, you just notice that thinking is happening. It doesn't belong, we're not the thinker. So the thinking is happening, it's doing its thing. So something in the system is activated. And so thinking is happening. And there's awareness of it.
Yeah, yes. And the reaction to that is kind of overwhelm.
Yes, I understand.
And so, yeah.
We just rest together and see what wants to reveal. I'm sure everyone here knows that feeling of overwhelm. Easy.
When there is overwhelm, the reaction to the overwhelm is becoming hard. And now I feel I'm becoming softer.
Simple, huh? By itself.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful. I mean, just to reach out and can I get some loving presence in moments. To me, it seems like part of Western conditioning, at least, is to put a lot of pressure on ourselves, like as a habit, you could say. And so within a certain bandwidth, we can handle, but when it starts to feel like it's too much, and it goes into overwhelm.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, when we try to go faster, it feels worse. When we slow down, it actually gets softer. Like
and it's somehow trying to not be vulnerable,
Mhm.
but it can't.
You know,
It's too exhausting.
I mean, from the perspective of awareness, that which we are, you know, it's like everything is here. It's like we can't keep anything out. It's just it's all here appearing in who we are, even hardness or trying to control, whatever it is, it's all appearing here in who we are. So to be awareness doesn't take any effort because it's who we are already. So,
Yeah.
that includes the conditioned habits and the old traumas and old information, all that stuff. And no special way to be, just a gentle noticing what comes across the screen.
And notice there's a longing. Um, for what you said,
Just, yeah,
just, the moment is what it is.
yeah, just let what comes come. Totally cool. There's like a lot more space. Huh? Thanks for the comment.
Thank
And
you
feel
very
free
much.
if you want. Yeah, feel free to raise your hand again if you
Okay,
want to.
danke.
Thank you. Dante.
Hello.
Hi, Vedanta.
Hopefully it's okay when I learn. Yeah,
No, of course, of course, of course.
yeah, just a moment of meeting. But yeah.
Anything that wants to be spoken about that?
Maybe it's a little bit dramatic or not, I don't know. The last days, a lot of um, sickness is there and vomiting, and it felt really like now I need to take the chance. Maybe the last time it was a little bit like this, and but every moment can be the last. I know it, and but the invitation was before, it was so beautiful with the person before. Yeah, and everything is okay.
Feels to me like there's
Yeah.
such a deep letting go happening. That's just
It's
beautiful.
really actually, yeah, it's maybe even awaiting now, awaiting what comes, and yeah, yeah. We will see how often we meet. Yeah.
I'm just making the distinction, the difference between waiting and a curiosity.
Yeah. It's better, the curiosity and the old adventure comes through, and I always love to travel or have new situations. So it's a beautiful invitation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah,
Love, love,
love,
more love.
love to you, to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Bye.
Thank you, Vedanta, to show up. I'm very touched. Yeah, I had a big cry yesterday, and it's still going on. And it feels very healthy. Also, I don't know, Alexander, when he shared, I just felt like it's so beautiful to see each other in these tears.
Just naked and vulnerable, honest.
Yeah. My mind is very like, shall I go back to Hamburg, because I have a few appointments today and tomorrow, and then the other part is when you spoke the invitation yesterday to drop, feels just like I want to drop and sit at my father's bed and hold his hand. And then the other voice goes, yeah, but it's also good to go back to your life, your life. I don't even know, I just wonder where, I don't even know how to decide anymore.
It's like there's that funny idea that there's a me that decides. All you know is that somehow these different thoughts are coming across the
Yes.
screen. If they get followed at all or get listened to, then it could feel like a disturbance. But it's kind of interesting also, if you like, just what's underneath. What's the sensation or the feeling in the body that is the fuel for thinking? Usually, because usually if we at peace, there isn't much thought. So then, like there's some sense, or can be some sense of not being at ease, dis-ease, that's driving thinking. And the thinking is trying to find a solution, trying to find.
Yeah, right.
And so, nothing wrong with it, nothing right with it, just another thing,
I see what,
opportunity.
I totally can. There's first came this illusion or responsibility to make a choice, to make the best choice. And underneath is fear, maybe.
Yeah, just something like, it doesn't matter the label, it's just a frequency or a vibration, and we like to label it. But
yeah, but I'm grateful that we look at this, because I feel I'm very driven by this, like a habit to project lack in the future, also with my money issues and professional issues. I'm very worried at the moment. Yeah, but something already showed up, but I'm still worried. I'm still keeping,
and it's again, just looking at the difference between I'm worried and there's worrying playing, like, because in a sense, it's like this habit to worry. I'm sure many of us know it. It's just somewhere an old program running that's trying to help us. And then we really slowing down enough to just take a look, because it actually helped for them.
Yes, and underneath is like a lack of trust.
So we can say it like that, but what does it mean, a lack of trust? Just it looks like there's something lacking, but okay. There's just old information, you could say, that gets interpreted a certain way. We hear. And it sounds like there's someone that could trust or not trust, but if you try and look for that someone, you can't find it. You can just find movements and patterns,
I know.
habits.
Yeah. It's really the not to drop, like it feels like, I mean, like when meeting you, it feels like the body, the cells are opening up or dropping more or allow, like this is when the trust is kind of floating my body. And yesterday I had this eye contact with my father, and I really felt this. It's like as if I read some letters from my grandmother. We looked at some photos, and it just feels like perceiving a lot of patterns of him, also why he was the way he was. And I remember myself in relation to him, because I wrote about it. I wanted always to shake him and to want him to be different. so I could share more with him, more laughter and more. Yes, but I think that's what makes me so cry, because I just see, oh, it's not of sadness, more a touch, to realize
Yeah, yeah.
how somebody becomes what he is, and how he acts, and where he had to separate himself because he was frightened, or in trauma, or shocked, and still doing the best he could.
Yeah.
And still, just still not even being able to move, just giving my hand and kind of signalizing me that something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really like simply being here is like like it's the most simple, but also most you know most impossible or not learned or not used thing of the earth. Whew. Oh, thank you so much, Isaac.
Thank
So
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. Mm. Oh, okay. Mm. Hi, that's it.
Hey, Isaac. There's a question. It's actually dropping away, but I still want to ask it. Sometimes it seems that there's a lot of family line pain waiting to be felt by a body. And I'm not sure. It can be times that a lot of waves of pain that's really not mine coming through, and it kind of feels like clearing ground or clearing. And sometimes the thought comes, is it a pattern that I feel I have to feel the pain of others? I'm not sure how pure this this thing is.
Yeah. So, you know, like in a sense, whatever it is belongs to totality,
Yeah.
and it's here. And so, in a moment it can register as pain, but then in the next moment it can be gone. So we can see how real is it if it can come and go like that so quick, So it's like in the totality of this moment, how many different strands of information are there? Just so much, and so,
Makes a big difference. And I can sense the part in me that has this idea of I need to clean as much as I can, something like that.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to look at that idea because, okay, so that's an idea. And then there's an I and the doing all this stuff. So it was today, just by chance, I was in a health food store and a woman I haven't seen in probably 20 years and said hi and told me, oh, I came to your meetings 20 years ago. And I just had back surgery and my whole body there was so much pain and I sat with you and the pain disappeared and it was gone for a whole day. It came back. And I said, so the beauty of that is you had the direct experience that the pain could just disappear like that. So it's not whether it comes back or not, those are but just to see what can we hold on to? Somehow, our attention gets kind of fixated somewhere on something, like wants to chew on something, wants to do something.
To make something better than it is now, to improve something.
Yeah. And it's all good intention, it's like it's funny, it's just this, and then it's sometimes there's a forgetting to see if it actually is helpful and not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sitting at the dinner table tonight with this 3-year-old little expression of life, and his mom put a piece of meat on his plate, and like his life was going to end because it was. And like, okay. And like 5 minutes later, can I have another piece, please? Yeah. No, he's too young to have any embarrassment about just life expressing itself like that, totally convinced that.
Yeah.
And we all like that 3-year-old, same way about some aspects of something.
And like in some way, we do feel everything, of course. All information is,
Yeah.
It's just making it personal in any way. Yeah, it's not so useful.
Yeah, it seems as it drops in, and there's like a
Yeah.
field, you could say, of love. But whatever label we want to put on that, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I can see it like somehow the sensitivity of feeling everything gets bigger and bigger, but then the space needs to get bigger also, because otherwise it's
Yeah.
it's like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like also in this day, it's like, I guess, 100 years ago, you knew maybe what was happening with your close neighbors, like now we know what's happening in China and in Gaza and in Africa and in, like, it's like so much information, or like we get pictures of and reporting with a certain slant and all that stuff, it's like
Yes, and
somebody's tripping on acid right now and going, wow, and someone else is going, oh.
yeah. Yes, and I can sense the movement of some trying to hold something, or Jesus.
Beautiful to know this, just to see this, whatever's left of me, or a feeling of me. Yeah.
It's very like this sense of I thing is really like good, pushed in deeply, like a
Yeah.
keep showing up.
And in its different subtleties, and I guess, it's like it keeps revealing and keeps, okay, just, yeah. Next layer shows up, or next opportunity to. In a way, like for most of us, we have moments where everything drops away and we call that deep sleep. But because it's in deep sleep, it doesn't doesn't calibrate like that. Whatever seems so real in waking state isn't, because it can just drop away like that. But when it happens in waking state and you go, oh, geez, well, there was something that seemed so serious, and then it's just.
You enjoying your grandchildren?
So much. Just, it's like in the short time they've been here, they learning to crawl. One of them is like has a little thing that she can push, and she can walk around the place. She runs into everything, but it's correct, and she keeps. And the 3-year-old has learned to swim in the time he was here. So
Oh, wow.
just watching day by day these, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, so I see.
Hello? Hi. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Oh, good. I have this question about what you were talking right now and relating to meditation and this feeling of everything happening in totality. But sometimes arises this idea that when there's meditation, there's a closeness of the system to this totality. There's a like this settling of the system, and I don't know how if there's any substance in that idea, but the experience is that it calms down during meditation and it feels softer and somehow closer to what is
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ideas of what meditation is. So to me, when you're speaking, it sounds like what you're talking about is just taking time to be quiet, to not be busy with activities.
Yes.
And in some sense, that which is aware always. So that same quality can be there no matter what's going on. But, in many of us, it's like there's such a habit when it goes into movement that our attention completely gets lost in the activity. So, yeah, if it's helpful to sit quietly and just enjoy and it is lovely to sit quiet. What I love about these meetings is an opportunity just to sit quietly. You don't have to do anything. We're not meditating or anything. We're just kind of resting, I would say.
Mm.
It seems to me like when you're in an open inquiry like this, everybody benefits. It's the field that gets generated invites us all deeper into this level thing. Experience or sense of who we are and the universe that we inhabit all belongs to a habit of attention. And so when our attention gets quiet, life gets like this. When our attention is objectifying and projecting separation, and of course, that's the experience. If you look and gently notice what the conditioning has been for our attention to focus on. It's been like thoughts, feelings, and interpretation. Hasn't been much invitation to just rest as this awareness.
Mhm.
So, usually it's what am I feeling? What am I thinking? What's going on? Trying to know what's happening. Like just these old habits.
Do you think it's important to somehow know these patterns and how they manifest in this system when they happen to investigate them?
To me, it seems like, it's very natural for a baby to learn to crawl and then to learn to walk and then to learn to speak. And so, but I don't see that it does it. It doesn't say today I'm going to learn how to crawl. It's just a natural function of how life lives itself. So as our systems get quieter, there's just a natural seeing of. But I don't think we need to exert any effort for it. There's this love affair with who we are, who we always are, and that will take care of everything, as far as I can see. Be who we are. What's necessary.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
At least.
Isaac.
Yes.
Just like to rest. So this resting is so nice.
Mhm.
Mm. Looks like everything is dropping, or falling away.
Mhm.
Nothing to do, nothing to want. Uh, so the wanting is also suffering.
Mhm.
Someone said to me that years ago, wanting is suffering.
Or not wanting, same thing.
Yes. It's also suffering, yeah. Mm. 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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Ines waving.
Yeah, my internet just got slow for a moment, so then now I see you. Hey, no.
Hey, Isaac. My mind is restless. The mind.
Hmm.
I talked to.
Just let it. Just let it. Yeah, just take it and let it. Nothing to control. Nothing has to be different. Somehow there's this phenomenon of thinking happening. So it has nothing to do with you. If it was up to you, it wouldn't be there. It's funny how just something that doesn't seem like much there can be a little touch, and then this phenomenon of thinking happens. And it's always trying to help. And it always never does.
Mhm.
And it functions the same in all of us. Just curious if thoughts are slowing down or speeding up or staying the same.
Um, they are slowing down, and I feel kind of like a block or a pain here.
And that without effort, yeah, just by itself would happen. Just recognizing whatever's going on unconsciously, If it was up to you, it wouldn't be there.
Can I share why I feel restless?
With pleasure, or why it seems right, like you feel this. Of course, welcome.
I spoke to a friend, and she told me that when her next appointment doesn't resonate with her, it's an appointment with a mental health institution, then she decides to step out of this life. And I'm the only one she told. And I can imagine, because I know about the last 15 years, that she has a lot of trouble and nearly no deep sleep. So, but the other side is that it also hurts.
So,
It feels strange.
if you
Also.
like, we can play. You know, it's interesting when we say it hurts.
There is touched a layer of hurt.
Yes, exactly. And so then, because when we say it hurts, then it's like there's an it that hurts, but yet the hurt doesn't happen from whatever's going on. The hurt happens from something playing in us unconsciously.
I don't know if it's unconsciously, because I can feel it gives a feeling of it's out of my hands.
Yes, of course. It's out of your hands, and yet something wants it to be in your hands. Something wants to do something. So,
yeah, but
and not only wants to do something, thinks it should. So let's start with that. If that feels like there's a thought or a feeling or a construct that you should do something. Can you find that?
at one side I can find it. The other side is I can't do anything. I
Good,
just
yeah,
can
so
come and be
yeah.
with her. That's it.
Yeah, but okay, but
Because
so yeah.
I know already this, that if I would try to stop her, she would find another possibility.
Yeah, exactly. But so we just playing with this thought, I would say, that you should do something and you know you can't do it. So like it's a double, you know, like just that filter for a moment. Now, I guarantee you that if we ask everybody here, if anybody else knows that, everybody will say yes. We all know that. I should do something, but I know I can't do it. And just the feeling of it in the body, just what happens when those two thoughts are there. And they're thoughts.
It creates tension.
It's tension for sure.
Uh,
Helplessness, hopelessness. In, is that an adult organization? Is it a young organization? Is it a teenage organization that double bind?
I guess both, and a young organization and an older organization.
All rolled up into one, yes. Good. Is it wrong? Is it bad?
No, it is sad.
So, would you recommend it to your friends?
Yeah, I think so. I would say just let your sadness be here.
Okay, but would you recommend that people look through the filter that you should do something, but you don't know what, you realize you can't do anything?
No.
Of course not. Because it's terrible suffering. But I'm curious, what kind of identity comes out of that? Those two thoughts together. What kind of identity gets born from
Identity
those
of
two
failure.
thoughts? Like, of failure. Yeah, failure. What else?
That I'm not enough.
Not enough. Yeah, keep going. That you're a good person.
No, no good.
No, yeah, but it's also there's some element to me, it seems,
There's
that
a
you're a
what?
good. There's some element that you're a good person because you care, something like that. For sure, those other things are there, being a failure, yeah, all that stuff. But like it somehow seems it gets mixed up with compassion, with wanting to do the right thing, wanting to help.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, I get that. That's cool. Yeah. You see, we're just looking at a structure that plays in human consciousness. It's not personal to you at all. I'm sure, I mean, I can relate to those two thoughts in that structure very easily. Who would you be without any of those thoughts?
I don't know.
For me, I'm just curious, how much of your identity has been built on these two thoughts? I want to assist, I should assist, and I can't. And I'm a failure. And how much of your identity is built around that kind of packet of information? Just for fun. I mean, just really, I mean, if such an inquiry can be fun, I mean, because it's interesting somehow. We find ourselves looking through a filter we didn't ask for.
But when it is when it's less serious,
Yeah.
then it's much more easy to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because then it's easy to be with I have nothing to offer you, or I can offer you this, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Not in my, if you can receive it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not in my hands if it's of any sense, if it makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
And actually, it's the same now. It's not in my hands if it makes any sense.
Yeah. And just
If
feel how this.
of this
I just.
sense.
Yeah, and so just feel how this feels in the body when you see it like this.
Yeah, it feels a bit more easy.
More easy, yeah.
Not all the way easy, but more easy.
Yeah, cool. So again, just out of interest, when your friend tells you this stuff, what does she want from you? What's her invitation? Well, not her invitation. What's the invitation of that vortex, whatever she's in? No blame, no shame, just to see clearly. What's it asking for?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that anymore. Because
No, take a moment,
she tries me to she
Not
always
she.
tries.
Not she, that mechanism.
Oh, that mechanism is I my system feels that mechanism as an invitation to show her that to like an invitation to show her that there is love for her here.
Yeah, okay. And there is.
Yeah, there is.
And yet the invitation comes in a way that fatigues you, it gets your system confused. And that's the value of the invitation, because that's where your system you could say habitually bites. There is love already, you know that. But
Yeah.
the love is confused. It's twiddle. It's it's combined with an idea of that you have to do something and be some way, and
But also, also because of losing her in this life. That also.
Yeah.
But also not in my hands. And also an ID.
Yeah. So that's why I say the invitation is not a straightforward invitation. The invitation from that mechanism itself, it's quite it's complex. It's a complex invitation.
Yeah, it's complex because it's complex because before the summer she asked me if I was willing to give her sessions. Mm-hmm. And she came for some because she was on a waiting list somewhere else for 3 years and it was too long. And then she got a big car accident. Okay. And she had to lie down for maybe 5 months. And with the sharing with me, she also said she didn't want to come back for sessions because this car accident stopped everything. Mm-hmm. It gave her the feeling.
Let's come back to let's just come back to the complexity of the invitation of that mechanism.
It's like, help me and don't do that.
Yeah, it's confused. It's confused.
But it also it also confuses. It touches the confusion in me.
Yeah, that's the value. That's the value.
Yeah, but also that's the value.
Yeah. But just to see that the invitation itself is confused. Because there is love here. But it's also that love is entangled with wanting to help, wanting to save, agendas, all kinds of agendas.
Wanting to be a good friend.
Wanting to be a good friend. Yeah. Just to take a moment to just unravel it. Yeah.
And not wanting to have the same pain as with my father when he suicided.
Yeah. There's the opportunity because you're getting to touch this old information, the helplessness.
My father did it in the other way around. He didn't want me near.
Mm-hmm. Just a slightly different variation, that's all.
Yeah, but it's the same message.
The same confusion. Help me, but don't help me.
Yeah.
Come close, but don't come too close.
Yeah, it's like also like I want to live, but I can't.
Yeah. And so let's just see if we can find that in ourselves, that where something in us puts that invitation, help me, but don't help me.
Yeah, I recognize that too.
Yeah.
but not because it's a conscious act, but
no.
Both at the same time there.
Yeah. Just like that. Yeah. No blame, no shame, just seeing how life plays. It's just, wherever there's, you could say, unresolved patterns or information, of course, it's going to keep coming across our screen in different variations like that.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the beauty of the design.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling now. How's it now?
More space inside.
more space inside. You know, I don't know in Holland if, as a therapist, when somebody says they're going to commit suicide, you have a duty of care to inform the authorities, or
Can you say that again? Sorry.
in some countries, if you're
Yeah.
a therapist and a client has suicidal ideologic, you know, like that kind of perspective, you're obliged to let the authorities know about it. I don't know how it is in Holland.
I don't think she has told it.
Yeah.
She has had an intake, but I guess she didn't tell it in the intake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, but
No.
I'm just saying, because she was your client also, right? So there's like, you know, you're wearing different.
I would not be obliged. I could feel obliged, but I'm not obliged.
Not obliged. That's good. Just to see you're not obliged. That's it. You know, and in some cases, like, I mean, really, for me, if the quality of life is such, and a person can't come out of it, I don't see any shame in saying, look, I want to leave.
You
I
know,
don't think it's up to me to say, look, you shouldn't, you know, it's not.
no, so
not
I
my-
didn't say that to her. I only I said to her that it touched me.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
it touches me because I love you. That's
Yeah.
all.
That's all.
But I didn't do anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing has changed externally.
No.
The circumstance is still the circumstance, and your system is calm.
Yeah. Much calmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, and tricky circumstance for sure. I understand.
Yeah.
And yet your peace is not dependent on any of it, you know. Thanks for bringing this.
Thank you, Isaac, and thank you, group.
Yeah. And just for a moment, let's go to gallery view so you see everybody. Did anyone get any value out of that exploration? Just to see, you know.
I can't see it.
Oh, there's a lot of raised hands. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Thank you, Andrea, for, I think it's time. Yeah. Thanks, Andrea, for hosting. Thanks, Philippus, for showing up. Love, peace, beauty.